Guys, I just wanted to give you an update and show you my latest project, which is a Dizzle CPVC Longshot. Basically, this entire breech is made out of CPVC. I used Dizzle's write-up as just kind of the launching point for this, and I made a couple tweaks here and there for my own setup, but pretty much follows pretty much everything that he does. I'll kind of go over quickly how this all works. So right here, which is the bolt, is obviously CPVC. That feeds into here, which is the CPVC coupler, and then that is also attached to my barrel. The barrel is roughly 10 inches. I may cut that down an inch or two. Just not sure yet exactly of the correct length. And the bolt itself is probably about 6.5 inches long. Right now, for the spring combo in here, it is the stock Longshot spring plus a BBB spring, but I'll probably be changing that out for a K18 just to kind of see how the two perform. Anyway, so getting on to the internals, this is kind of how it is set up. Let me kind of take this apart for you. As you can see here, I haven't put this all together yet. The bolt is beveled here at an angle, and I've also kind of coned this out so that it can try to pick up darts a little bit better. But that goes all the way down into the plunger tube, and then obviously you've got the connector piece for the bolt sled and that attaches just like that. So pretty simple setup right there. All of this feeds into the barrel, which is also CPVC, and I've got the faux barrel here, the original stock one, which kind of acts as a spacer so that this thing doesn't shoot forward from the gun. That also has a beveled CPVC length in there, so that when the two meet, they should connect and be airtight, which they are. And then I've also used this part, which actually, if you can remember, it actually attaches to the blaster like this, as the original setup of the Longshot, and this actually holds the original barrel. But I was able to use this as flip it around after it's all cut off, and then I use this actually as kind of the dart guide. And the nice thing about this is that it also lines up pretty well with the clip, so that it kind of keeps the clip from jiggling around. So I kind of like that idea too. Also, this whole setup I'm able to use without any glue, because it all just kind of pressure fits together on top of each other. Some of the things that I kind of went through with this blaster when I was putting it all together, when I was trying to figure out where and how to attach this connecting piece, I did not have the plunger rod in here, and because of that, I had actually misaligned where this connector piece goes. And to make different changes on it, the things I had to do was, one, I had to cut this part down on the end of the plunger rod. This normally extends out a little bit more in more of a bevel, but I had to be able to push the plunger rod back further so that it would accept the clip. This ending point here wasn't going back far enough to accept the darts, and because of that I was getting a lot of jams and it wasn't feeding correctly. So in order to push that back, I had to cut this down, and also at the end of the shell here, as you can see, the priming indicator is gone, and with that removed, you can actually prime the blaster back just a tiny bit more. So on the prime on the draw of the prime itself, it usually stops about here. When you take those couple things out, you can actually push it back all the way to the edge of this slot, which was really nice. The other thing I had to do was, because this was set a little bit forward, I had to also move everything up a bit. So I had to kind of cut this down a little bit more, and I had to take off, this spacer was originally here, but then I realized I could just chop this down a little bit more, so that pushed everything back again, and kind of got it all fixed. But regardless of that, don't know if you understood most of that, but Got it working really well. I like the setup. I'm really pleased with how this turned out. And then once I kind of get this all working, I will be putting this into my purple Longshot shell, which I've had for a while and just haven't had any use for. But this is my Longshot, my painted Longshot shell. It has a brass breech in it, and it is primed from the top here, where you grab this and pull back. I like it. It's cool, and it works really well. It's really powerful, but at the same time, I'm also kind of looking for something different on it. So I will probably be switching the internals out of this blaster with my new breech. Just because I think it's a little bit better, and I'm probably able to use it a lot more. And this thing is, I like the paint job on this. It's kind of kick-ass, so I figured, might as well use it. So I will put this blaster back together again, and I will give you a demonstration of it loading and do a firing test as well. Alright, this is a firing test for the So Dizzle Breech Longshot. Alright, I've already got one loaded in there, and I'll fire that for you. I think that's all I got. But as you can see, it's easy. Right now it's able to be primed and fairly well with just the one hand. And so far I don't have many jams with it. I'm really liking it. I'm able to shoot it across my basement right now, which is about 40 feet, but it's hitting the target fairly accurately with my darts. Hope to get a range test in this weekend, but once I do, I'll definitely get that up and available to you guys. Alright, so there you go. And once I actually get it into my other shell, I'll give you that demonstration and make another video. See you later, guys.